Coming up next on Inside the Lair, we put the football season to bed and we get revved up for the volleyball playoffs. Stay tuned.
Now we tell the stories all about how our Knights came in and pumped up the crowd. And we'd like to take a minute, just pull up a chair, tell you all about the week on Inside the Lair. Rehearse and rip up the stage, and our athletes work hard and know how to play. Singing out, working, drumming, all cool. You hear the bands and the choirs repping our school. When a couple of guys thought up something good, started making videos in our neighborhood. If you ever miss a game, don't get scared. Catch the recap with Kirby and Blair.
This episode of Inside the Lair with Kirby and Blair is brought to you by my recreation of the entirety of Star Wars. Enjoy. I don't know R2. I can sense him. He's near. R2, leave. This is no place for droids. We regret to inform you, but the entire special effects budget for Inside the Lair has been used to make this movie. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Well, anyways, back to you, Kirby and Blair.
Good afternoon, Night Nation! It is Wednesday, October 23rd, and you are Inside the Lair with Kirby and Blair. He's Kirby, I'm Blair, and we have got two main things to talk about. Let's start out with the team that just ended their season last night, the football team. Since we last met you here in what we call YouTube land, our Knights lost 2 games. Last Wednesday night, they closed out the regular season, losing at Goodhue 32-7. It was one of those games where just lots of stuff didn't go right for the Knights. And Goodhue is a well-coached team and have some great athletes. And that was a not the greatest way to end the season, but we thought, hey, hope springs eternal. Playoff seeds come out. They get the 6th. They get set up with the number 3 seed, Chatfield. And on last night, Tuesday night, went down to Chatfield and played a team that I thought we could maybe compete with. And Chatfield was just a little too much for us. We were missing a few guys and losing 40-14. So your thoughts on the last 2 games here for the Knights?
Well, going back to Goodhue finds a way to get the most out of their players, regardless if they're anticipated to be good in the preseason polls or if they're predicted to not be as good. They only had 3 seniors this year, and we thought we were going to have a chance to take them down. And you know what? Like Coach Weemy said, if 32-7, I don't really know if that was indicative of the way the game played. But you know, they are well coached. They took advantage of our cover 3 defense and found some cover 3 passes to beat that, and then once we got spread out on the pass, they just pounded it with the run. So they're a good team. And then Chatfield last night, number 12 for Chatfield, that middle linebacker. He's something else. He's really good. And his brother's number 21, only a freshman, ran the ball very efficiently. But just taking a look at the stats, Blair, they had 349 yards. And, you know, someone once told me for every 100 yards that you get on offense, that should be a touchdown. Okay, so it should have probably been a 3-touchdown game for them.
And then you had a defensive touchdown.
They had a defensive touchdown, and they just capitalized. They had a few big plays that really marched them down the field, and just too easy.
And we gave them short fields.
Right, short fields.
Field position. Our punting game was off last night a lot, and we had some interceptions inside our own territory too.
And, well, that was, I think one snap, I don't know if it went over our head, but it might have bounced, and we just weren't able to get the punt off. But at the same time, Luke Berg was 10 for 24. I think I counted last night 6 drops by the wide receiver core. He had 124 yards, I believe. But
One highlight for me was Tate Erlinson's kickoff return touchdown to get us on the board in the third quarter. I think that was a big play, and that's indicative of him as an athlete, as a senior, never quitting. The game was, no question, it wasn't going to go our way, but he continued to fight. So, you're missing some seniors. You're going to lose some quality seniors, and hopefully, with all the experience some of these younger guys have gotten, next year is going to be a lot better for the Knights, because we are going to return a quarterback. We're going to return a lot of our skilled position players, and our line comes pretty much back all intact as well.
We've been coaching football for 5 years now, so we've had these seniors for their whole high school career. And you get to really build some strong relationships with the kids, and you get to know them, and they're a good group of kids.
Yep.
And I got to give them a lot of credit. They always haven't had the most success, but these seniors just kept coming out, kept going to practice, kept playing hard, and they deserve a lot of credit for that.
Yep.
Just
absolutely.
hanging with something for so long.
Yep.
There's Danny Cruz, Eddie Nunez, Zach Clark, Victor Martinez, Wyatt Foss, Cole Flum was showing up to practice every day still, and he couldn't even play any of the games.
Riley Horn,
Tate Erlinson. I hope I'm not forgetting
anybody.
But those kids deserve a lot of
the dedication they showed,
a lot of credit for
and a lot of those guys aren't regular performers. They get in mop-up time, but they always come. They always are. They want to be part of something. I think that's what high school sports should be all about. So,
but like
good luck to them.
The junior class we have is a pretty good group of football players, and those sophomores had another good year on the JV.
We've got,
and we
9th, 8th, and 7th grades are looking pretty good too.
We feel pretty confident that we can have a successful year again next year.
Yeah.
So
just too bad we got to wait till August again.
Well, yeah,
to get
right.
Into
but
it, so.
but like Coach Weemy said, on Monday he will be in the weight room at 3:45 for any players that want to get in there. So that's really the difference. The teams that beat us, they're just stronger than us. We have to find a way to get more physical.
Absolutely. Switching gears, let's talk a little bit about our volleyball team. They've been idle since our last show. They had played the night before as the number 1 seed. They got a bye in the first round. We now know who they're going to play. They're going to play Leroy Ostrander tomorrow night, Thursday night, in the Castle, 7 o'clock. Leroy beat Blooming Prairie, making that the opponent. And this is a team that's 18-9. They're going to get one home playoff game. If they advance, they're going to go to Rochester for the remainder of the section. They're the 1 seed. Medford, who's also ranked in the state top 10 for Class A, is the number 2 team in the subsection. So one of these two teams is going to get bounced. So this is where it gets down to the nitty gritty. You've got a really talented group ranked number 1 at the beginning of the year, now in that 7 or 8 range. Doesn't mean they can't be number 1 when the dust settles. I think this team, if they put it all together, is still one of the most talented teams in the entire state.
Well, and they've got something that a lot of other teams might not have, is experience too. They've kind of been there and done that, and that. Still, I know there's some pressure-packed situations ahead coming up for them. But like you said, Blair, these girls know what to expect. They face tough teams, and it's been kind of a up and down season for them. They've won some matches that they should win, and they beat some really quality opponents, and then they've dropped a match that they felt they could win, and then they've won a few that they know they should win, and they've dropped a match that they thought they should win. But I just hope that they go out there and their mindset is like, you know what, guys, let's go out. A lot of them are seniors. Let's go out there, have fun, get back to why you play the game. It's for enjoyment. It's for let's play for each other. Let's play our hearts out and be passionate about what we do. And let's lay it on the line and see what happens. They could go all the way, Blair.
Oh, absolutely. And I think this is a team that once they get on a roll, it's going to snowball, and it's going to be hard to stop them because they have talent across the board. And they are a team that I think they're looking for a purpose. I think they have their purpose, and I think right now these girls have probably the most experience of any team in the section, maybe the state, in terms of state tournament experience, even though they didn't get there last year. But they have that taste in their mouth from last year's section final, and I think that's going to motivate them once we get into the playoffs.
Well, it's like girls, okay? Don't waste this opportunity.
No.
You want to go in there and just play your best, leave it all out on the court. I know it's cliche to say,
Yeah, but do
just
it.
go and lay everything you got. Your emotions, you lay your physical part of the game. Just go and play your hearts out, and just whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, it should be fun to see what happens as they continue to progress through the sections, and stay here on Inside the Lair. We'll always have updates every week for you. Lots going on, kind of in that transition phase now from fall sports, kind of a little lull into the winter sports. But it's an exciting time, especially if you've got a volleyball team that's one of the favorites to get to the state tournament. So it's going to be excellent to see how far they can go, and I think they can go pretty far. So anything else, Kirby, to wrap it up?
Well, it's Halloween next week, Blair.
Ooh, creepy.
It's Halloween, so is there something coming up for that, or no?
Well, maybe a spooktacular. Well, maybe we could talk like monsters or something. I don't know.
I do got something, Blair. Last night was the end of the season for the football team. The last time some of those players will ever take off the jersey and the pads. And I don't care if you're 8-0 or if you're 3-5 like we were, or 0-8. There's something emotionally draining when you got to take the jersey off for the last time.
It's tough.
And you feel bad whenever it happens, but it's just like, God dang it. It's something.
And it hits us as coaches every year too,
Right.
because players move on, but we always get kind of attached to these kids, and you see them come up through junior high and then JV and then varsity, and then it's over, and they're never going to wear that armor again. They're
So young kids, don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Go and be the best that you can be, and give it all you got.
All right. With that sage wisdom, we'll see you next week on Inside the Lair. He's Kirby. I'm Blair. See ya!
Go Knights!